When it comes to issues of politics, we don't have to agree, but let's just vote, you know? Let's dive into another statewide ballot question tonight. Specifically, Marshall Zellinger will be doing the diving. Amendment 78. It's about who controls special money that comes into Colorado. So you need to know who controls the checkbook normally and how Amendment 78 would change that. Here's Marshall.
Amendment 78 is about how state money gets spent. A yes vote on 78 means you want Colorado's 100 state lawmakers to decide how to spend money, even when it's outside of the normal budget process, outside of everyday stuff like education, healthcare, and human services. Two examples of money the legislature does not control: emergency money, like COVID relief funds from the federal government, and money the state receives from legal settlements that the Attorney General's office handles. A no vote on 78 keeps the state legislature separate from these types of funds. The governor would still have executive order power to spend money, like COVID relief funds, and the Attorney General would still be able to decide how to divvy up money from legal settlements. How about some examples? In May 2020, Colorado received $1.6 billion in federal COVID relief funds, and the governor, by executive order, dished out the money. The governor gave more than $500 million to K-12, $450 million to higher education. A yes vote on 78 means you want the legislature, not the governor, to have the final say. Here's another example. The Attorney General has handled $400 million in opioid settlements, the most recent from Johnson & Johnson and Purdue Pharma. The majority of that money will go to local governments for drug treatment, recovery, and prevention programs. A yes vote on 78 would put that kind of money in the hands of the state legislature. Lawmakers normally meet for 120 days from January to early May. If the state legislature were required to control this type of money and hold at least one public hearing, it could delay the use of the money or require a special session after May, which costs the state to call all lawmakers back to work. One other note, so you have it all. A yes vote on 78 would also change how the interest from those funds would be spent. Right now, they have to be spent on what the money is used for. So using that opioid settlement example, the interest is used for more drug treatment programs. If you vote yes, you're saying you want the interest made from these specific pots of money to be used anywhere in the budget.
So, of course, this is Colorado. One of the great things, one of the worst things, that anybody or their uncle can put something on the ballot for us all to vote on. And sometimes these things are up for interpretation later. So the true impact is not known until it is interpreted after the fact.
And if you look at the Blue Book, it talks about public schools, universities, colleges that might have money that no longer would be dictated except by the state legislature. So I found out today that could include dorm money, athletics, money that, or fees that a board of regents or a board of governors would normally have a say over. That, depending on how it's interpreted by the state legislature, if it gets passed, that could then end up in front of lawmakers instead of CU and CSU's board.
Wait, you're telling me that universities make money off of athletics?
Depends on the part of the country.
Depends on the university, right? All right, thanks, Marshall.